Alright guys, so here in this box is the cheapest backwards compatible PS3 on eBay, and let me just go ahead and say I'm not very confident in this thing. I mean, look at this box. This thing is bulging, which if you know anything about shipping, you should not ship a box bulging like this. You should have a box that's bigger than the console and then some padding around it. So yeah, that's a bad sign to start with. But basically, you might be wondering how I figured out this is the cheapest console on eBay. Well, it's a pretty simple process. I went on eBay, went to the search bar, typed in backwards compatible PS3, and then I clicked on buy it now, sorted by lowest cost, made sure it was in the US, made sure it was used or refurbished, and then found the cheapest console. And now the one thing I had to watch out for is I was looking for the cheapest working console, so I kind of had to sift through the stuff that's not working, which is a problem on eBay because they have basically a category for parts are not working, so broken consoles can go there, but people will still list broken consoles in the used category and then just kind of throw it down in the description to say this thing actually doesn't work, but I'm putting it as used anyway. So this is basically the cheapest one I could find that was actually supposedly tested and working. But let's go ahead and open it up and see if it actually works. I'm not confident in this thing. It's supposed to come with a controller as well, but yeah, this should be interesting. And I'm sure some people mentioned down in the comments that this is a Prime box, and it's just a reused Prime box. It didn't actually come from Amazon. But let's go ahead and see what's in here. Now before I open this up, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you want to support the channel, and hit the join button if you want to see my videos early. And here it is. So yeah, this is bad. I mean, come on, man. You cannot ship stuff without any packaging. Oh man, I'll be surprised if this thing turns on. But here's the console. It's already, I mean, it already looks bad, and then it's even worse that they put no packaging around it. I'm honestly surprised that this thing is not shattered. Let's go ahead and pull this out and see what else is in here. You also got a power cord with an adapter on it or something. I don't know what's going on here. This thing feels real dirty though, so I'm just gonna like toss this power cord out of the way. And then we actually got a charging cable, an HDMI cable, and a controller, all of which are very dusty, dirty, which I saw on the listing, but doesn't take away from the fact that it's pretty gross looking. So other than the dust and the dirt, the controller actually doesn't look too bad, except for this random chip on the bottom of the joystick. Not sure why that happened, but it feels in pretty good condition. And here's the real prize, you know, the console. And the pictures in the description actually did not tell me what console version it was, but he claimed it was backwards compatible. And I knew it was backwards compatible because if you look at the front, it's got 4 USB ports. But let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. So first of all, you got the top of the console, which hopefully you can see this thing, but it's nasty. I mean, it's covered in scratches, got some dirt and dust all over it. It's got, I don't know what this is. It looks like tape was there at some point and somebody ripped off tape and left some residue. And then of course the flap here in the front is missing part of the flap. This part is pretty dusty and dirty, and the little logo thing here is actually seems to work. It's kind of loose. Here in the front, pretty dusty and dirty as well. So over here on the side, it's also pretty dusty and scratched up, and the warranty sticker is missing, which means it's probably been opened up and repaired. I'm sure this thing had yellow light of death at some point. And as you can see here in the back, it's a CECH A01, which is backwards compatible, but it's known for having failures. Here in the bottom, kind of the same deal, scratched up. On the side, same deal, scratched up and dusty. But I mean, so far, no surprises other than the packaging. I mean, the pictures look like the listing that looks pretty bad, which I already knew, but it was the cheapest PS3, so I had to buy it. And, you know, my main concern is that there is no packaging used. I don't understand why people ship stuff without bubble wrap or any kind of packaging, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in, and we'll test it out. I'm not confident, but hopefully it works. Alright guys, so here we are. Got my controller plugged in with the cable it gave me. Also got my power and HDMI plugged in. So let me just give you a closer look at this thing so you can see the condition. But yeah, here's that sticker or tape residue I was talking about right here. And the top is all kinds of scratched up and stuff, as you can see. And then this logo right here is a little bit loose. Not too bad, but not as fluid as it should be. And then of course here's the missing cover for the flap. And yeah, I mean, it just doesn't look great. I knew it didn't look good, but let's see if it works. So flip on the power on the back. We do have power on the front, that's good to see. Go ahead and flick on the power, and it's green so far. No games in there, so if there were any games in there, they took them out. And I also have a PS1, PS2, and PS3 game to test out, but hopefully it'll show up on the screen first. That would help. Yeah, still nothing. Alright, so that's not a good sign. Let me make sure my monitor is on the right input and everything, but yeah, that's a bad sign when there's no picture on your screen. Alright guys, so I basically played around with my monitor, Tried different inputs, tried different HDMI cables, nothing worked. So I'm trying my AV cable now, and it's still not popping up. And I just noticed also that the controller does not even turn on, even though I'm plugged in. Should be getting charged, but yeah, clearly no charge there. So this thing is, yeah, so far it functions as it looks, which is not so great. And yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and I guess we'll try to turn this thing off and back on again. Well, that's weird. It won't even power off. Alright, well, let me try to, I guess I got to do a hard switch since the front's not working. Let's give it a second, turn it back on. Let's go ahead and try to boot this thing up again. And maybe it'll boot up this time. This is not a great sign, guys. Can't say I'm surprised, but I mean, the listing said it worked with PS1, PS2, and PS3 games and was tested, so I would expect it to work, but clearly this thing is not working. But good sign, the controller does seem to be charging now or trying to connect, but it's not connecting. It's almost like the console is never actually booting up all the way, like it can't connect to the screen, so it doesn't finish the boot up process, which, if I remember correctly, I think that's what happens on the PS3s. So my guess is something happened in shipping, which is not surprising considering there was no protection at all. But let me go ahead and do a little bit of research online and see if I can figure out if there's something else going on here. Alright guys, so I'm back. I found online that apparently you can hold down a power button for 5 seconds, and when it beeps the second time it'll reset the video settings. So I tried that, it didn't work, but we're going to try it again on video. So turn on the console. Right now I have just the AV plugged in, not the HDMI, and hear one beep, and then in about 5 seconds we should hear a second beep. And so it supposedly resets the video settings, but clearly nothing is showing up on my screen here. And I also tried HDMI again after this, and I'll try it again here. Basically, here's my AV, got my HDMI. Alright, so HDMI is plugged in now, and clearly still nothing. Alright guys, so I kept messing around with this thing, no luck, so my conclusion is this PS3 is trash. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I actually paid $200 for this thing. This is the cheapest backwards compatible PS3 I could find on eBay that was supposedly working. Now clearly it's not working. And just in summary, basically it won't connect to my TV. I've tried 2 different HDMI cables, which both work on other systems. This monitor works on other systems, as you guys have seen in all my videos. This is the same monitor I use for all my videos. I even tried my composite cables, and those didn't work either. So even tried resetting the video, that didn't work. Controller will not even connect, and basically can't do anything once it's turned on. So yeah, I think this PS3 is trash, so I guess I will be returning this. I've had some really bad luck with consoles recently, and yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I guess that's what happens when I buy the cheapest one on eBay. But I mean, to be fair, it's supposed to be working. So, alright guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe down below and like the video. And also hit that join button if you want to support the channel monetarily, and you can actually see my videos 24 hours early. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day.